do you feel that purpose, like having always a higher sense of purpose, and in this sense, you're worshiping Allah by serving humanity, has that allowed you to stay consistent, like you're mentally, emotionally, what are you drawing upon to keep that even keel?
I'm glad you brought that up, the consistency. So what this is a personal opinion. So for me, we know the life and death are given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so that's what is the basis for me when I go to work and do anything. That this is because there's I guess in medicine there's this idea of a God complex you hear about and stuff like that. Very negative thing, obviously. But
that's where doctors think that they're the ones, they themselves are saving people, and they're like a god, like I save lives, or
right, exactly.
If I wasn't there, the person would die.
So, right, exactly. Yeah. Let me tell you, in my experience on a side topic, there are times where there's no reason a person should have survived with something, and they're perfectly fine, and it's like mind-boggling. Like, how could this person have had this happen? There are times during my training that there are things that shouldn't have happened to a patient and happened. It should have been detrimental and had cause mortality, and it didn't happen. The person didn't die, and you're like, and at this moment you realize when all these, or there are times where you do everything perfect. I mean, you do the right thing, you got the right diagnosis, you start the right medications on time within what the guidelines say that you should do, and people don't survive. So there's no way that, and you realize like you don't control, or you have no control over this. This is something that as a Muslim, you're already aware that the control of life and death is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put this person to get better just through your care, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put him there. Not you. He didn't randomly just arrive here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put him here. If this person's meant to survive, this person will survive if you do the right thing, but only if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants him to survive. No matter, because I've seen times where the wrong thing happened to the patient and they still survive. And how does that happen? So it's for sure. In regards to, go back to your question, the consistency. Yeah. So for me, the basis is in the health. My job is just to help them, to provide the supportive care to get them through this. So realistically, I come home with a clean conscience every day, alhamdulillah. I remember the faces of all the patients that maybe have died under my care, but they don't, alhamdulillah, they don't haunt me, because I know that this is in the hands of Allah ta'ala, and Allah ta'ala is the one that decides life or death. So it's a personal way I handle the situation.
Do I feel that the New York police are providing enough protection, or do I have to have protection of my own? I look for protection from Allah.